understanding, fellowship with one another. Lord, continue to help. That almost adds some ground to it out of if I win. The Lord is with us. Wherever there's two or three gathered in his name, he's in our midst, right? And I will be the first to say I am guilty as charged, because that's how I've always heard it used, right? I've always heard it in reference to that type of text, or that type of context, excuse me. And so I've used it wrong on many occasions. And we have to understand, just because a lot of people use it that way doesn't make it the right way. That using it incorrectly, and here's the problem that we're going to notice in this trend of studies we're doing, using it incorrectly can create other theological issues and can cause misunderstandings amongst believers about our relationship with Jesus, right? Sometimes we can inadvertently trying to address something or remedy something, we can end up causing problems on another side. Does that make sense? So you're probably asking, so what do you mean it can cause theological issues, or it can cause a misunderstanding of our relationship with Jesus? Matthew chapter 18 is primarily about dealing with sin or issues within the faith community. And when it talks about in the testimony of 2 or 3 believers needed to address it. So it's not about gatherings. Matthew 18 and 20 is not about 2 or 3 people showing up for Bible study, or 2 or 3 people showing up for worship service on Sunday morning. What Matthew 18 is, it is not about encouraging people to still come to church or anything like that. Matthew chapter 18, if you go to verse 15 through 20, what it is it outlines Jesus' instructions to his disciples on how to handle sin-related conflicts amongst believers. So can I get somebody to go to Matthew chapter 18 and start at verse 15?
If another member of the church...
So you're going to have to speak up a little bit louder.
Okay.
The air is blowing in my ears.
If another member of the church sins against you, go and point out the fault when the 2 of you are alone. If the member listens to you, you have regained that one. But if you are not listened to, take 1 or 2 others along with you, so that every word may be confirmed by the evidence of 2 or 3 witnesses. If any member refuses to listen to them, tell it to the church. And if the offender refuses to listen even to the church, let such a one be to you as a Gentile and a tax collector.
All right. Nope, stop right there for now. So Matthew 18 is about when there's conflict amongst the community of faith. Now, Jesus gives a 3-step process, right? In our conflict. Now, I want to ask this question, and don't give examples, don't say places, don't say names, but is the 3-step process of what Jesus gives us in Matthew 18, is that how we typically deal with conflict in the faith community?
No.
Not at all.
No.
Honestly, I can probably only, in my times of being a pastor, which has been 11 years, and all my years before that, I can probably count on one hand how many times I've seen that process executed the way that Jesus gave it, and I would still have fingers left. I mean, that's just the reality of it. I mean, it's not good. It's very clear how Matthew 18 and 20 can be misinterpreted if we really ignore 15, 16, and 17 and 18, right? If we don't do that, then of course we can take Matthew 18 and 20 out of context and say, where two or three are gathered, the Lord is in the midst, right? And use that to make ourselves feel better that nobody came to church. That's really what it's used for. Honest. Okay, so y'all just gonna look and smile. Y'all know good and well. I can't count how many services I've been to, 3 o'clock services, whatever, and people in the deacon that gets to lead devotion. Well, the Bible says where there's 2 or 3, so we're gonna have a good time with the Lord because He's here with us.